All right. So just a quick correction from last mission. I counted one extra mission point, so I go down from 3 to 2 banked. So we're at the beginning of mission 4, and I just wanted to kind of recap some of the stuff that we've seen. We started out by seeing on the map how you have day-specific missions that you can fly, which we did. Okay, these show the Romanians on these 2 days. We flew both those missions. We got to see how the inner defense zone and outer defense zone is marked on the map, which is really an improvement for the player to make a decision and to get resolution. We've seen in-flight event cards, and with some of the options, you can choose to avoid and what happens. We've seen the use of a fate card and how I use that to save a transport that flipped. We've seen dogfight cards and the use of wingmen. We showed how this was really useful to fly with the wingman so that you could potentially use this card, and I actually did, and it worked out really well. And we've seen some of the aircraft, like the BF-110s, you get a +1 on any die roll to check to see if you flip to your damaged side. Your IL2s, you get a -1 to the first damage chip that you draw. You see on these are 2-seaters because the green arrow shows that they have rear firing dorsal gunner. On this single-seater, not only is the IL2 camouflage versus the white, but it doesn't have the arrow. And we see on our crewed aircraft have red arrow instead of green. So a dorsal gunner casualty off a damaged chit will work for 2-seat aircraft, but it doesn't work for crewed aircraft. We've seen how the pilot wounded counter comes into play, adds 1 to the or subtracts 1 from the pilot experience die rolls. So, seen actually quite a lot. So we're on to mission 4 for the Romanians. We'll roll for weather. 1, fog. Horrible. All right. So we'll draw. Deploy to Morisovsky. Fly to sector F5. Morisovsky Airfield. Upon arrival, roll on C5 for Soviet Air Forces. Once combat's complete, land and then fly the mission from this location. Only undamaged fighters can participate in the next mission. Any damaged aircraft are immediately returned to Tanzanskaya at the end of the next mission or repaired for free. And at the end of that mission, we land at Tanzanskaya. So fog is green pilots can't take off. On a 1 or 2 aircraft failed to take off. No ground targets, and -2 for the safe landing die roll. So I could potentially abort this mission and for a -1 campaign point. But I want to go ahead and fly it so I can take up to 4 fighters. I think I'm only going to take 3 because we get a named ace joins us. Bazu, BF-109. So he joins us in flight. And he's got ACM Expert and Survivor. Which, this is interesting because currently at Morisovsky I've got 3 aircraft, an ace and 2 veterans. So the next mission, I'm going to have a lot of options if I get there. I could take off with just one aircraft, but I got to roll on C5, and they can't attack the airfield because of the fog, so they're going to be all dogfighting. So I think we will try to take off with the 4th aircraft and fly him with a wingman. So we'll roll our 310s. We'll go red, black, purple. They all take off safe. Now we've got our guy that I added to the last second. He takes off safe. Whew. The weather in this game is brutal. As it was in real life. All right. So we're going to take off. We took off safely. So do we want to go here, here? Let's go here and add a +1 to our event die roll. 4, 5. That's fine. All right. So we're here. We roll on C5. 2 on C5 is 6 IL2s. And if the axis is all fighters, they're in a defensive circle. So it's going to be the IL2s in a defensive circle, which is actually really good for us because they can't attack the airfield. So it'll really be us just having an opportunity to attack them. So I'm going to draw them, and we'll get back to the game. All right, so the fog was bad for me, but it's equally bad for the Soviets because they can't attack the airfield. That's here. So they're basically flying in a defensive circle trying to keep out of my guy's way. So how do you set up the defensive circle? You roll the highest pilot experience and you place it in the location. Actually rolled a 2. But then I rolled a 1 for the surprise, and the Soviets got a +2. Actually, they get a +1, but I'll just leave them here because they're ace here, and these guys are all fighters, so it would become a 3. So then you roll each of them, and you put them in order. So he rolled an 8, he rolled a 3, he rolled a 2, and these two guys rolled a 1. So 8, 3, 2, 1, and the experience beats the tie. So now to attack this, what you do is if I choose to attack him, his tail gunner can fire at me, and this guy can fire at me. If my experience is higher than him, then he does a -1. The you still on a natural roll of a 6, you'll hit. So for this guy, if he rolls an 8 -1, 7, so the most he can score is a single hit. So I'd be foolish to attack this guy with this 10 here. This guy has no tail gunner. So what I'm going to do is he's going to come in and he's going to attack him. Okay. Miss, of course. So he can't fire back, and he fires with his 6. Miss. So he's done. He's going to do the same thing. To say it, you can't really say it's unrealistic because with him flying in a circle, 2 hits, you'd be able to pick out who you want to attack, much as the Axis did. So attacking with a B, 2 -1 is 1, and 3. What the Soviets would do at times is the aircraft that had tail gunners, and he flips, is they would point the gun up straight up in the air and make it look to the axis like there was the gunner was knocked out, where in fact as soon as the axis would roll into behind him, they would gun would come alive. No tail gunner, and he fires back. Miss. He's done. All right. He's going to go for this guy. Four. Dang. Miss. So he gets a tail gunner return fire. Miss. And he gets his forward firing guns. Miss. Unfortunately for the Soviets, they drew 3 green, which was terrible. And he's going to come in and he's going to go here. Gosh, miss. And only the forward firing gun. Miss. All right, round 2. We roll for the Soviet lead guy. 3, 6. Okay, you got the 2 8s. The damaged one is red. So he's 2. He's 6. And the 3 greens. 2, 3, 4. So 6. 3, 4, and a tie for these 2 again. All right, ace, 11, 18. You can't use any dogfight cards against red, purple, blue, black. Red, 12, 11, 9. Can't use any dogfights against the defensive circle. So he's going to come down and he's going here again. Two hits using a B. The defensive circle would be able to attack the airfield if it wasn't fog. So they're not totally helpless. So B knocks out the gunner. And that becomes a 1. And 3, so 4 total damage. Roll against a 4. 3 is flipped. But his dorsal gunner does get to fire back. Hit. Two. Jeez. Roll against a 2. 11. And the forward firing gun. Miss. He's done. He's going to go here. 6. 1 hit using a B. Three becomes a 2. It's a 5. Roll against a 5. 6. He's okay. No tail gunner, so the guy behind him fires. Yes, he's done. It's going to come for the same guy. Not having much success. 7. 1 hit using a B. Two becomes a 1, so that's a 6. Roll against a 6. 8. Gosh, he hangs on. No tail gunner, and the guy behind him fires. 5. Miss. Okay, he's coming after the same guy. 2. Miss. No tail gunner. Guy behind. Miss. All right, round 3. Roll for the lead. 9, 12. First damage guy, 7. Second damage guy, 7. So they're tied. Well, even, odd. Even, so he's first. They're both 7. So we got the 3 6s. Okay. So these 2, and then these 3. All right. Roll for the ace. 9, 7, 16. We'll go black, red, purple. 10, 17, 5, 12, 9, 16. All right, so he can't do anything, so he's done. All right. He's going for this guy. Eight. 2 hits using a B. It's going to shoot him down. 3, which becomes a 2, and 3 is 5. 5 and 6 is 11. He has no tail gunner. So he's going to roll to bail out. He does. Evade. Fails. So we capture him. Forward firing guns. Miss. He's done. All right. So the ace is going to come after this guy here. Eight. 2 hits. Using a B. 3 becomes a 2. 2 is 4. 8. He's shot down. He has no tail gunner, so he fires back. Miss. All right, so let's see if this guy. Roll for bailout. He succeeds. Evade. Fails. Got him. All right, he's done. All right, so he is going to come in here and go for this guy. I wonder if it's even worth it. Well, we'll give it a try. Miss. Tail gunner. Miss. Forward guns. Miss. All right, he's done. These guys are done. So we score 3 each for these. 3, 6, and 1 for the extra pilot. 6, 7, 8 mission points. Now we got to roll for our 4 guys, or 4 guys to land. Since the ace is going to fly the next mission, well, actually he automatically went. He should probably roll to land. So we're going to get to -2. So they got to roll 4 or more. I think 4 minus 2 is 2. Yeah. So he's safe. Six, he's safe. This guy. 2 becomes a 0. Flip it to its damaged side, so I'll check that out. We'll do this guy. 1 comes a -1. Aircraft is destroyed and the pilot is killed. Okay, so that's a disaster. And this is gone. And we'll do this guy. Ugh, same. So that was a complete disaster. I'll have to check on him. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7. So -7. So let me check on this real quick. All right, so we lost 7, so we're down to 1 mission point. So he crashed. I roll a 1d6. On a 1 through 3, we flip it to its damage side, and he's wounded for that many turns. If it's a 4, 5, 6, it's just the aircraft flips to its damage side. 1, so he's wounded for 1 turn. Great. And the aircraft is damaged. So that's another -1 mission point. So that brings us down to 0. So that was awful. Could have just aborted, but then I would have lost a campaign point. So I lost 2 pilots and 2 aircraft and damaged 1. All right. So don't have anything I can do with mission points. I've already got 3 dogfight cards. I don't have any points to spend. I've got 2 banked, but I can't do anything with that. So I guess I'll draw a post-mission card. Blind Squirrel. Mission flight finds and completes a rendezvous with its lost escort. Okay, so if I lose... if I can't rendezvous, I can play that card. So I advance a turn, and we're done. We're going to fly the next mission out of Morisovsky. Fortunately, I've got 5 undamaged aircraft and a wounded pilot. All right.